Okay, hello, and thank you for watching. This is going to help you set up Blue Iris in Nginx Proxy Manager / Nginx Reverse Proxy so you can get HTTPS working with the new Blue Iris Android update and everything else. Yeah, this assumes you have some form of Docker already running and installed. Also, Docker Compose. If you're running Docker with Windows, Docker Compose is included. Um, Docker for Windows is quite easy to set up. Same thing for Docker for Linux. There's many tutorials out there on how to do that. This will show you the other part of setting up Nginx Reverse Proxy with the easiest method of Nginx Proxy Manager. So we're going to get started. So I'm going to click, we're on nginxproxymanager.com, and I'm going to click Get Started. And then I'm going to click Quick Setup. And then here we have a docker compose.yaml file. So I'm going to open, I create a folder where I'm going to put everything, and I'm going to create a file called docker-compose.yml. You can create this file if you're using Docker for Windows anywhere. Same thing for Linux, you just have to cd into the directory. So I'm going to paste that file. So what it's saying is it's going to download the latest of Nginx Proxy Manager. It's going to download MariaDB, and all this stuff I leave the same with the DB. You can change the volume to where if you want, I'm just going to leave them the same. But here I'm going to change the ports up, so I'm going to make them 8080. I'm going to make this 8081. I'm going to make this 8443. So any traffic from your IP at 8080 is going to go to 80 inside Docker container and so forth. So I'm going to save that file. I'm going to go here with my command prompt. I'm going to cd into Nginx Proxy Manager folder. You can create this folder as whatever name, it doesn't matter. I'm going to do a dir command just to see we have that docker-compose.yaml file. We're going to do docker-compose up-d. So what's that saying is it's going to start the container and it's going to do it in detached mode. So I'm going to click enter. Here it instantly it created a network with the default driver, and it created a database and app. I already had the images downloaded, so it just picked them up and did it, but you're going to have all the images download, and you'll know when it's done when I'll say creating these two, and I'll say done right here. So I'm just going to make sure in Docker Desktop, okay, I see right here it says running. I can just check the logs, looks good. Looks all good. It says running. If you're using Portainer on Linux, it'll say running too. I'm going to open my compose file just to make sure. So I did port 81 is the control port. So I'm going to go to port 8081. So I'm going to do localhost at port 8081. I'm going to click enter. And it's going to get right here. So the default email is admin@example.com and the password is change me. This is all outlined in the documentation at nginxproxymanager.com /guide then quick setup. You have to change this. I would put in your actual email. I'm just gonna put in admin1 for testing, and I'm gonna put in the current password is change me, and I'm gonna put in my super secret password. I'm gonna click save. Now first we're going to go to SSL certificates. This will be completely different on whatever setup you're using. If you're using straight Let's Encrypt and you can have port 80 and 443 open on your network and you can do it that way, then do it that way. If you want to use DNS challenge, there's only a handful of providers that are available. I personally use DuckDNS, so it's not available through here. I get my cert still through Let's Encrypt, just not using this web portal. So I have to go here, I have to go to custom, And I'm going to name my thing as my domain. And I'm going to browse for my certificate key. Just have to go find where it was. So normally your certificate key is privkey.pen. So I'm going to put that in my certificate, which is normally fullchain.pen, and click save. Let's go give it a second, and it'll tell you if everything worked correctly. It'll tell you when it expires, and it shouldn't be the same day you're on. So it shouldn't be, if it fails, it'll normally say the actual time that you're on. So if it says a day in the future, then it's normally correct. So then we're going to go to hosts, then proxy hosts. And then we're going to add a proxy host. So I'm going to make my blue iris. You can make it whatever you want. Doesn't matter. At my domain. And then I'm going to click add. You want to click add. And then you want to put in your IP address. So this is my current IP address for my Blue Iris server, and I'm going to put port 81 because that's what it's residing on. Enable WebSocket support. I just do that just in case. You want to go to SSL, and you want to click here and find your certificate and click force SSL. Well, you don't have to force SSL. I don't even use Nginx Proxy Manager with HTTP connections outside my house, so I just use force SSL, and I don't even port forward the HTTP. Yeah, and that's it. You don't need HSTS, and yeah, so you just want to click save, and then it's going to show right here. So I'm going to go to my router, and I'm going to see, so I made a couple entries. This one is going to, I don't need HTTP. I'm going to click apply. So I created the original port, so this is my outside port. So when I access my IP, or the domain, to add port 4443, it'll go to Nginx Proxy Manager, and it'll forward to my computer's address that's hosting Nginx Proxy Manager, and then it's going to forward to port 8443 because that's what it is for the Docker inside. So I just made it a little different because you can see I've unified using 8443 already, so I didn't change it. So what I'm going to do is go to that domain, actually, so Blue Iris or whatever your domain is, and I'm just going to make sure at 4443, you can make the port whatever you want, it's up to you. So I'm going to click enter, and you may get this 400 bad request. It just means you sent HTTP to HTTPS port. So I'm just going to add HTTPS, and then you can see it'll work perfectly. If you click the lock, if your certificate is valid, it will say. You can check out your certificate. But yeah, that's the easiest way. It works on Android. You can add to the Android app, and it will work correctly. And yeah, so thank you for watching, and I hope this clears up any information. If you have still run into any problems, link that you followed the video in the Blue Iris Reddit. I'm pretty active over there, and tell me which issues you're still having. Thank you, and have a great day.